Show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. Woo! Show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. Woo! Show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. Welcome, replay viewers. Show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. Show us what our love vibe can do. Show us what it can do. Show us what our love vibe can do. Show us what it can do. Show us what our love vibe can do. Show us what it can do. Ooh, start singing. Show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. And you know what? This is more than singing. When we're doing this, we're actually igniting. We're turning on our love vibe and we're connecting to the consciousness. Show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. Woo! Hello. Okay, who's joining? We just started. I didn't say anything else. Hey, Sandy, welcome. If you're coming in, join us. This is our most powerful day at camp. Hello, Paulette. Thank you. Yes, I am so happy you are here. Yes, this is inspired by our day yesterday, the radiance. Hello, Kim. Who else is here? Say hello, join in. This is a big day. If you don't have your journal, go get it. Go get it. Go get water. Shut the door. You're going to want to be here for this full hour. Yes, Mindy's here. I'm psyched to have a conversation with you. I'd love to have a conversation with you, Kim, Paulette. We've been talking. Sandy, we're talking. Like all of you, just want to say, please reach out. Let's have a talk because this is our last day of camp, but it's, you know, a new beginning for a new way of being with your super loved relationship. And I really mean that because this hopefully is stirred up the snow globe of, you know, dating consciousness in your being. And now, you know, as things settle, what we want to affirm is a new way of being, is the peaks, the sparks of ahas that say, wow, okay, if I'm clear and I'm like connecting in with my placebo, I ate them all yesterday, oops, then, you know, you're turning on that magnetism, you're staying clear with what it is you're wanting to create. But we already know that from day 2, there's so many different things that can sneak in and take us off course. I'm sure if any of you have went on a date this week, you may have even noticed a little whisper here or there, even though, you know, you probably feel really different from camp. But this is really a big habit change. So we're practicing something different. And then day 3, we learn some new things about, you know, maybe you're cracking open the possibility of actually trying to use an online dating tool, which you had never done before. So there's so many new things that we're planting seeds for here. Oh my gosh, Darlene's here, Joy's here. That's so great. And then yesterday, Thursday, we got radiant. We got into, okay, well, what does it mean to flirt? And it's not, you know, in my world, it's not just, oh my God, I need to know this person is qualified and then I'll do it and I better do it right and I better be sexy enough. And like, what's that thing? Like there, you know, if it's pressury and uncomfortable, then it's not really flirting. And what can you do to expand the space so that you can have a lot more fun? Oh, thank you. Hi. Oh, sunny evening in London. Oh my gosh. Yes, we have super loved beings all over the world. And I am just so grateful to have you here for this 5-day. And I will miss you. So I am going to share with you at the end. And please don't run screaming. Oh my God, she's going to sell me something. Well, at the end, I am going to share with you ways that we can keep this love vibe rolling. And some of you are really ready for that. And I really encourage you And I've already talked to a lot of you. Hi, Amber. Yes. So, yeah, a lot of you are in a place where this is the time to say yes to you and your love life. And how many of you already feel just in these little group classes that you're different than you were before? Post in the comments if you feel like something's changed, something's different that you can bring, that you can acknowledge right now. Okay, because today is about getting super loved. And getting super loved is, you know, more about how we show up for ourselves and how we put ourselves in environments. Remember the super loved pillars we talked about. You know, there's the love vibe. We're really connecting into that energy and recognizing that our frequency is powerful in creating. I've had every camp, I always have someone say, or more than one person say, oh my gosh, I started camp and now this person's reaching out to me, or, you know, no one was writing me online and now these people are writing me. And there's always this thing, because it's actually what happens when you turn on your love vibe and you're in that anticipation of something greater, and you're no longer like hiding unconsciously. So this is one. The next one is the love genius. This is where we do the deepest inner work. So that's really part of what many of you may be recognizing. Wow, okay, so there are some things here I'm still noticing that are, they're your personal, they're from your personal experience. I can't do a group like 5-day like thing that's going to address everyone's really intricate, intimate, vulnerable wounds, because they're specific to you and your experience. So this part is one that is really helpful in a one-on-one setting. And then the love ally, you are showing up here. You know, I'm a love and relationship expert for singles over 40, and this has been my mission to teach and guide and be a mentor for people so that they can go from single to having that healthy, happy love relationship. And that's what I've been doing for the last 10 years. And every day it gets more potent and powerful in what I can share with you, because I'm constantly doing my own studies and, you know, deep work on myself and working with the best teachers and doctors to hone my skills so that we can have the fastest transformation possible. And today I'm going to share with you my signature diagnostic, which sounds very clinical, right? But it's a really great thing, because when you know where you're getting stuck, when you know the actual choices that you make that are keeping you in these wrong relationships, then you can make a different choice. And I'm even going to give you the exact choices you can make that will create something different for you. So we're, you know, 75% of this is space where you don't want to play when it comes to dating. And then there's this 25% space that is what I'm inviting you to step into so that you can create that conscious, loving relationship. And what does that bring you? What would that bring you? Even consider that right now. If you have that person by your side who is cheering you on, who gets you, who is a fun companion. Did you see the interview last night with Shannon? Spoiler alert, I gave you some serious major clue in that video about the bonus vault secret code. Anyway, the video last night with Shannon just demonstrates a little more about, I mean, she talks so much about how life feels so much easier, where just waking up and having someone say, hello, beautiful, like the things that they've created together just helps her go, ah, in her life. And when you're feeling, ah, in your life, your body's nurtured, you're healthier, you're happier. This is proven science. As humans, we do require connection to be in our greatest vitality. And it's not any connection, it's that loving, kind, meaningful connection that makes life fulfilling. It makes life amazing. And so, you can't do this kind of stuff in a vacuum. So you being here in this community, you being willing to hear, something different, because I believe the art and the consciousness of finding the one is, this is not what most coaches in the relationship space are talking about. Most coaches are really giving you a lot of rules and ways of, being in the feminine. And, how many of you have felt like you've heard things that you're like, well, I'm supposed to be that. I'm not that. I'm not that. Like whatever this is bringing up. I mean, for me, I don't exactly relate to oftentimes the idea of being the queen or being super in my feminine and doing the thing that will make some man like me. Like, whatever this is bringing up for any of you who have felt like an outsider or you don't fit into some of these ideas, will you put that in the vessel so we can destroy and uncreate it? Because you are you, and you are the only one who knows the you in you. And so, I relate personally more with the idea of relaxing into receiving, which can be a really feminine energy. But this idea that, I have to be the queen and this big goddess or whatever it is, like, that doesn't really work for me. It may work for you. And if it works for you, great. I'm just saying that there are a lot of different coaches out there that are going to tell you things that may not align with you. My goal is to help, bring you a structure that helps you step into you. That's exactly what regenerating images and memory is. It's basically a structure that helps your subconscious reveal its own thing. It's not like, oh, let me give you this meditation that's going to bring you to a beach and make you feel peaceful. Like, it's not like that. This is about you relating to you, the relationship with you, the super loved relationship with you. And that really allows you to thrive in the world and become the radiance and the lighthouse for your super loved person to find you. So we're going to really talk even more about that when we dive into the diagnostic. So a couple administrative things here. One, don't forget about the bonus vault. I just told you that on the video last night, if you watched the Happy in Love Club video from one of the clients that I've had that were in one of these camps who found an amazing partner and is sharing her journey from single to love and how camp helped her. Watch that. In there, you're going to get some clues. And the other piece is that you have all weekend to watch these 5 videos. So if you've missed one, you're needing to catch up, you have plenty of time to do that, because if you watch all 5 days, you're going to be entered into a raffle where I'm giving away a RIM session, a bunch of intuitive love readings, some online profile makeovers. And so there's going to be a lot of prizes given. I'm going to announce that on Monday. So stay tuned. It'll probably be later in the day, but if you can't make it to the live, I will, reach out to you and let you know if you were one of the winners. And all it takes to get into that is to do all 5 days, and it's honor system. So, be honest with yourself, give yourself that, and then let me know. You're going to have to let me know if you got all 5 days before Mondays when we do the raffle picking. So that's amazing. The other thing is we're putting together the bonus vault that hopefully will be live this weekend, where you're going to be able to get some great resources, tools, things, all, you know, valued at around $4.97, probably way more than that now. That's where I started. But there's going to be, if you figure out the code, if you crack the code to the bonus vault, that is the URL that will take you into that space so that you can enjoy these really cool tools. A lot of them will help you specifically with making it easier to date and feel confident dating. So a lot of energetic tools in there. And then Mindy said something has changed. What else? Somebody else says, I know my lover has lit his beacon in his heart too, and we're looking for each other. That's why I was attracted to this course. Amber, yay. Yes. And now today we get to start taking more actions towards that. So we're going to do this process. Let's jump in because I have so much to share with you. I even added some today. Let me tell you, this is probably the last time I'll do a camp with this much stuff in it without charging, because there's just so much. And I'm, you know, the only reason why I say that, it's not like out of like make you feel guilty or anything. I'm not doing like some Catholic guilt thing. I'm doing the, or mom guilt thing. I'm doing the, I really want you to get the most value out of this. So if any part of you is like, oh, well, this is just some free thing, it's probably, you know, whatever, like not actually getting the power of this, because I made it free, which, you know, I do believe that there is something helpful about having that investment and that exchange that happens when people take things more seriously. So please do not let your body or being do that. Please jump in, go back to the classes you missed, do this class, really give yourself this experience, because the value here absolutely is that it can change the course of your love life. It can change how you do things, and it can change, you know, anywhere in your space where maybe you thought it couldn't happen and you've been affirming that for a long time. It can crack the door open to something different for you. And would you like that? So post in the comments if you would like to no longer, you know, come holiday after holiday and find yourself single and alone. Like, how much fun would it be to get to, I like using the holiday season because it is a time when people gather. And this year, you know, there's going to be holiday parties again, I hope. Like, wouldn't it be fun to have someone by your side where you can celebrate together, you know, go have fun dinners together, sit by the fire together? How many of you would like that? Post in the comments if you're saying, yes, I would like that. And then I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully I can do this. Yes, allow. Is this happening? Yes, it is. Okay, people. Yes, Mindy says absolutely. Why aren't you guys commenting? Please share with me. The more you engage, the more I get excited to share. Sounds nice. Really nice. What about extraordinary? Okay, so I'm just teasing. Okay, so now we're sharing. So get out your journal. Nikki says thumbs up, yay. Get out your journal, and you're gonna want to have a page that's specifically for this. Yes, lover under the Christmas tree. Let's get him before that, or her. Yes, I would love to go camping with my beloved. Oh, fun. So that's a summertime thing. Let's make that happen. We're going to make that happen. All of you who are already part of the Super Love community, you are on it. I'm so happy. Okay, so and any of you who are not in the Super Love community, I encourage you to come join us. So here we go. On your piece of paper, you're going to want to write current state on one side and my love story on the other side. So current state is anything that as we go through what I'm about to share with you, that as it resonates, if there are things you're like, oh yeah, that's me. then you're going to want to put a little note about that. And this isn't to beat yourself up. Once again, there's nothing wrong with you. This is called awareness. And this is called getting the information so that you know kind of where you stand and what you can do to get to your space. So this is a general mapping for you. So get this on the page. Once you get it on the page, then we're going to go to the next slide. And we're going to talk about the dating diagnostic, okay? So the dating diagnostic, let me share with you the different pieces to this. So you'll notice that there are rows and that there are columns. There are 4 quadrants here, rows, columns. Where those intersect gives us basically a type of relationship, and it gives us, you know, what might be happening in your world that got you there. Okay. So I can tell you, so just so you can relax, I've dated in all of these quadrants. So all of these quadrants are sort of a way of dating that have beliefs behind it, that have some, you know, maybe some fears behind it. And so we can start noticing what choices create these different scenarios. So the unrequited love is where we're going to start. So what is this? Notice the columns. Okay, let's talk about the columns. The columns are not desperate and desperate that are on this table. What does that mean? Tuning into what desperate energy means, you can probably sense it already. As soon as I say the word desperate, I start feeling that angst, so the need. It's got this need. Like desperate is like, I need this to happen or I'm not going to be okay. Like there's something about this that I need. Becomes, you know, a kind of compulsive feeling. And so, you know, when you're not desperate, you're in sort of a relaxed state of confidence, allowing whatever that is. And when you're in the desperate energy, there's just like this graspy sense. Okay. The rows are defined as aligned and not aligned. So aligned is when, you know, who we are inside and our behaviors and our words are matching that. And where it's aligned is a feeling of, oh yeah, this is true for me. Oh yeah, this is true for me. So that's what aligned is like. So, yeah, so the first quadrant is kind of an interesting one because it is the intersection of desperate and aligned, which I call unrequited love. And why is this? So let's dive into it. Hold on. Can I do this? Oops. Hold on. Okay, so here it is. This is the kind of relationship that comes from this. This is it's a kind of relationship where there's that instant chemistry. It's kind of lusty. That's usually with someone who can't actually commit. Maybe they're emotionally unavailable, but oftentimes they're married or really not out of another relationship. So what happens in our world is that we start seeing, this is often women who, the energy of it is like, oh my God, you think for sure that this is going to work. How many of you have been in a relationship where it just seems so amazing? Maybe the person lives really far away, or it could be a combination that they live really far away and they're married and they're saying they're getting out of it, but it's like the energy is there and it seems like, oh, it seems like it's so right, but you don't want to let it go. And there's like this weird kind of desperate but aligned energy. It like seems really real. And so it's this unrequited love. And I'm going to show you how this created. What creates this is that, it's so small on my screen. Oh my goodness. it's like we're not ultimately feeling safe at the core. So when it happens like that, it's like you attract people who can't actually be in relationship because your body is like, I can't actually be in a relationship. Your head may be saying, I really want a relationship, but there may be, you know, past wounds that haven't been addressed. There may be, oftentimes there's like an anger or frustration left over. This is a place where a lot of women are like, I hate men in a way, because like there's still this resentment in there that hasn't been addressed. So, wow. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Been there, done that. Adium says, I love the diagnostic. Yes. Awesome. So real. It's so real. Laugh out loud. Oh yes. Unavailable for whatever reason is very familiar in the past. So this one is one that, unfortunately, if you play in this space, you do lose a lot of time. This is called wasting time with the wrong people, which is most of these categories. Okay. So that, if you relate to this, please write down, wow, yeah, I've been with married men. I've felt that like instant chemistry. I mean, the thing is, instant chemistry gives us nothing except for it's kind of fun in the moment, but it gives us the sense. So this is where the desperate aligned thing is. It's like we feel like we're aligned. We're like, oh my God, I feel this instant chemistry. I must be in love, but you can't. You can't know that because you don't know the person. So it's a lie in that way. So we can grasp that. Okay. So now we're going to go to the next category. Ready? Because this one is one that gets traveled a lot. This one's called bargain brand love. Oh my gosh, I was expert at bargain brand love. Expert bargain brand, or sometimes I call this mediocre love. Anyway, this one's pretty easy to see because it's like it's not aligned. So that means that we're missing something. It's not really aligned with our values. And yet, we settle for it. Like we want to have someone. We're like, well, maybe this is all I can get. That's what happens. So it's those relationships are the settling for crumbs. They're the fixer uppers. They're based on potential. Oh, wow, I see potential. And there are probably some big red flags that we've just ignored, which are often unmatched values. So this one, you know, it's really hard to get to your 40s or 50s or 60s without having a couple of these under your belt. I'm just saying. You know, I honestly have seen, I mean, this is just a place I've played a lot. So, okay, yes. Adium says I wasn't, quote unquote, I was an expert at bargain brand love. We can laugh at this now, but whoa, glad you aren't there anymore. Thank you. I know it's a very different feeling. Joyce had settled because I thought I was too old to keep looking for the right one. Yeah, so no harm, no foul, no reason to beat ourselves up. How awesome is it to know? So let's just look at what creates this so that we are even more powerful in our awareness. So what creates this is the sense of unconscious, like unworthiness. And maybe it can be known and unknown. It's like not being clear as to what I want. That was a big problem for me because I had this idea of what I wanted, but it didn't seem like it could be possible. I was like, well, I want someone who's really smart and successful, but I also really want someone who's funny and quirky and creative. How can that possibly match up? In my being, unknowingly, I made that wrong. So anywhere where you've made what you desire and the combination of things as wrong or not possible, whatever that brings up, whatever keeps you from trusting you, will you put it in the bowl so that we can send it away? Yes. Yes, somebody says I've been the master of seeing the potential, brings out the cheerleader in me. And yeah, we're going to talk about what that part is too, because that is what I call mama kitty action. And, you know, the reason why a lot of people get stuck in this one is because there is something. There's an avoidance of our own stuff. Eek, ouch. There's an avoidance. And this is where, you know, super loved and the one-on-one sessions are extra potent, because we go to the place, the point of creation that makes us feel like, you know, we're not even visible unless we prove ourselves, unless we, you know, are like, you know, the rescuer of others, and all the way we are the good girl. How many of you have played the role of the good girl? Look at me. Look at how good I am. Hello. There's probably a lot of yeses to that. Anyway, yeah, and there's can be an awareness that you really want a relationship, and you don't necessarily feel like you're going to be okay alone. And, you know, what can you do to be that like mama kitty for yourself and show up for yourself and be that one for yourself? That takes a lot of practice. It takes consciousness and care. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. Recovering rescuer. Right. And no, you know, no harm. I mean, a lot of you are teachers, caregivers, nurses. Hello, we women, women, guess what we've been trained to do? Like, we are really good at doing a lot of things. We actually are quite skilled. I know I can do 5 million things at once. Larry watches me doing 5 million things at once, and he just is like, like he just freezes like a deer in the woods, like, oh God, don't make eye contact. She's you know, like she's on, what is that little creature that spirals in the like tornado? Like, what? Like, my tornado of being able to like do a million things at once sends him into total paralysis. Anyway, that's a side note. But you know why that is? Because as women, we're 16 times more powerful. It's not an ego thing. It's just that we are creators. We create babies. We can make a baby. We can do all of these things. Whether you've made a baby or not made a baby, it doesn't matter, because women are powerful. We are meant to be able to do a lot of things. Our brain is wired differently than a man's brain. So, you know, whirling dervish. No, it's not that. What is that cartoon character? Anyway, I settled in my bad marriage, promised myself I wouldn't do it again. I was so naive in my 20s, no more. Yeah. And you know what? We did the best with the consciousness we were. So that's the bargain brand one. Let's keep going, because I have so much to share with you. All right, this is one of my favorite ones. This is where we gotta dial up right now. Everyone turn up their dial on their Tasmanian devil. That's it. Everyone got it at the same time. Yeah. So everyone turn up your volume of amusement, and turn down anywhere where you're offended by the word penis, because I might use it. Okay. So this is the waste of energy quadrant. It's not aligned and it's not desperate. The good news here is that you don't date here. You got this down. You know, you got this down in terms of you're not dating in this space, but it is a major waste of energy. And let me tell you why. Because these are the ones that come into your field. This happens online all the time. You're like, you know, going online and you see, oh my God, all of these guys, fat, bald, hairy, la, 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 and you have all these judgments flowing in, and you're like, all of a sudden you're taking this all in, and you're making it, you're wearing it like this gooey, stinky, like tarish matter of misery, like thing. And you're like, oh my God, is this what I am? Is this who I attract? Look at me, I'm terrible. And then you make the sad story. Okay, and I'm saying you, but you may not be doing this, but any of the yous out there who can relate to like going online and saying, oh my God, this is terrible. How is this happening to me? And the victim can come out in full force and do a lot of things. And every bit of that. Oh, why am I attracting these people? And then even just doing my my interpretive dance that I just did around that, I'm exhausted. I'm so exhausted from those few seconds. And this is what can happen that brings people down, like throwing in the towels, quitting dating. Oh my God, I can't do this anymore, because we buy into these like people who we've defined and judged as creepy, and you know, they may have been inappropriate. The penis picture, I say that because like I've had clients in the past go, oh my God, this guy sent me a penis picture. What's wrong with me? I'm like, what's wrong with him? You know, it's not about you, you know? Oh, well, you know, don't let a penis picture take you away from your beloved love story. Like, are you really going to do that? Are you really going to do that? No, no. You know, you don't go into a restaurant and open up a menu and see like, you know, liverwurst salad and say, oh my God, that's so gross. I hate everything here. You know, like, no, there's just going to be some things that don't work for you in the world, and people who just aren't matched to you. And like, what if you could make it totally insignificant, exude zero energy towards this? Okay, because you're not dating there, but you're losing a lot of energy there. You may be calling all your friends, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh, this happened, this happened, this happened. And you're just like reinforcing it. Okay, so let's go to the next slide, because what creates this? What creates this is where, you know, there's something about going into the drama that can connect us to people. So I've talked about this multiple times. So it may be the part of you that's longing to belong, that wants someone to hear you. And so you like start, you know, sharing the sad story, the horror story, because, oh my God, and then you get attention from that. Sometimes we can unconsciously be telling it because then we get to be right about our sad story around being single. It sounds harsh, but it's true. You get to be right about your story. Like, what are those things that you're buying into, believing, making real and true that aren't real and true, that then allow you to be right about, you know, your relationship status? I did that for a long time. I did all of these things. So I'm, you know, please know that you're safe with me. Yeah, connecting through wounds. This is what creates this. It brings attention. You may have a secret desire that someone will rescue you or say, hey, I know a really great guy, and like throw you, you know, this giant box with the red bow on it. And then out comes this like handsome babe or beautiful babe. Men, women, whatever you want. Unconscious and unaware. Like this comes from unconscious space, like an anti-consciousness space where you're just like, you're not self-aware. None of you are in that place because you're in this class, but some of these other things can be habits. So you have to be aware of what creates the energy drain in this quadrant. Because notice, you're not desperate, otherwise you would date these people. And it's just not aligned, not desperate, but a waste of energy. Okay. All right, people. Somebody says, it's exhausting to judge. It's exhausting to put energy in something that will not work for me. I love the idea of zero energy. Yeah, I imagine it like, and this changed a lot for me in dating. Like, most of the people online were not my person, right? I would have maybe one or two every time I searched that were kind of interesting, sometimes zero. When you see everybody else as just other humans wanting love, and you just imagine they're like leaves floating down a river, it's like you don't have to attach to it. You don't have to make up a story about it. You don't even have to do anything. So, okay, I'm going to stop the screen share for a second, and then we're going to come back to another part. So tell me, how many of you, oh, wait, we didn't get to the last one. We got to go back. I'm going to do that before we go. into more. Okay, so let's go to the final one. Okay, so here we go. This is the super loved quadrant. This is where you want to date. Notice it has a green line around it with the heart. Green line around it. This is the happy place of dating. This is where you're not desperate and you're aligned. You know who you are. You know what works for you. You're not coming from it from a place of fear. This is where you find quality partners. You're matching values. You're inspired by curiosity. You have that confidence. This is a kind of relationship that life is just easier with this person. If you watched Shannon's video last night, she talked about that. If you watched my earlier one with Amanda, she talks about that. Matched pace, like you're, and that's something you create together. And then let's talk about how you, what creates that? What creates that is this. So I keep having to go back and forth. What creates that? Okay, remember when I talked about the super love pillars? Everything is in the pillars. You're working on your love vibe. That helps with some self-awareness and like how you take care of yourself and develop your energy. The second one is, and you're learning some relationship skills. That's really powerful. The love genius is that deeper inner work. Like I said, that's not something we can do in a 5-day thing because it's very personal. So that's something that, I'm encouraging all of you to not just leave this 5-day camp without us having a conversation. And that's about the love genius. And then the third is the love ally. Like, who are those people? This is, the love ally is having communities that support you, where you feel connected. When you feel connected, when you feel seen, when you feel adored and heard already, then that is something that you can attract. So that's also, why love coaching is so powerful. That's why I've created the Super Love community. I also have the Love Incubator, which I'm going to share a little bit about that. That's, a course. But the Super Love community is the overall thing that's where you get the accountability, the support to stay on course. These are things that, when you're doing the thing that holds you back in love, you don't necessarily know you're doing it. So it's a really powerful thing to be part of a community. So those are the things that you want to consider. Now, tell me how, so in this, on your piece of paper, you should have a bunch of things where you're noting what it is that has been patterns for you in the past. On the other side of the paper, you should have things that show you what you'd like to create moving forward. So if you haven't done that, like notice what you would like to have, those things that maybe you haven't had before. So I'm going to show you a little more, because here's sort of the source of all of this. These are the kind of, I call it's the drama triangle. I translated it for dating, but these are ways of communicating and relating that actually are what creates those 3 quadrant challenges. So for example, the one that's called, this is from Cartman's drama triangle, it's called the bully. This is when, at the core, there's some feeling of blaming or defending against. And, we've talked a lot about how we can do that unconsciously. It's like, oh my God, I'm defending against not being in a bad relationship. The next one, let's hide this banner because it's in the way. The next one is this helpless one, which is that lower quadrant where it's like, oh my God, I'm attracting these, like nothing works for me. There's no one out there for me. That's like the helpless corner. And then the rescuer is that mama kitty one, and that, people come to that space because they fear they're not going to feel needed, or they get stuck in the people pleasing pattern. So these are the 3 places, that we all travel through. Let's just keep that in mind. We all have these in us. But what I shared with you is you want to get into that super loved place where it's a different way of being. And I'm going to show you how you can do that right now. Because you basically, and this is not, you know, this, I've translated it for dating, but this is basically, you know, a psychological tool. So the super love triangle shows us that when we step into our super loved selves, our empowered selves, the bully transforms to what I've named the BFF. This is when you're not looking to everyone outside of you saying, okay, this is why my life is screwed up. You're actually stepping into the kindness and the forgiveness within you, and you're out of that, you know, self-judgment. You have a gentleness with yourself. You have a compassion with yourself. You're no longer defending against. The second one, which was the one where it's in that quadrant of, oh my God, why is this happening to me? Is what, you know, the victim transforms to the magic fairy princess, I like to call it. And this is where when you recognize you're in the helpless one, then you can step out of it and go, wait a minute. The opposite of that is that there are creative solutions. There's possibilities. You can stay in question. So each of these things, if we recognize where we are, there is another side to it. And then the third one, which is really, I mean, I relate to this one a lot. So for me, it's a biggie. All of these, though, I relate to. The rescuer transforms to Mama Kitty, which is having that impeccable self-care, that self-awareness. It's breaking the patterns of people pleasing and actually being more like a demonstration of what you can be, rather than trying to fix everyone else. It's actually showing up for you in a powerful way. So all of these you can kind of move back and forth from into. So let's see. So then I'm going to come out and say, okay, how is this landing? How is this landing? What are you noticing that is resonating with you? Share in the comments. Wow, wow, wow. Brilliant. Yay. What's like an aha for you? What would you choose from here? Oops, I keep showing this, but I need to change this because share in the comments. Here's more. Ooh, makes much more sense that I'm finally transforming my BFF. That's a big one. The BFF that I noticed that I, over time, had so much resentment. Like I was just like, what the hell, universe? Why am I in my 40s and still single? I'm saying I want this. Why isn't it happening? And then that anger really became like a repellent. That's why, you know, it's part of the stinks. Mindy said, I knew I was a rescuer. Now I know what to do about it. Yeah. So the rescuer really is the, you know, the core of that is getting to that place where you can live in your value and your worthiness, but also having practices of putting yourself first, which can be really hard. It can be easy to say, but really hard. It's also one that when you're dating, sometimes it's easy to want to kind of, in a way, subtly mother the person. Joy can relate to all the quadrants. Yeah. Yes. And you've come so far. Yeah. Like just being in this community and kind of understanding like, okay, these are the patterns. Then you start practicing things differently. Yep. I love this part because it really makes me realize how far I've come and how far, yeah, and proud of myself in this in this part of my dating. Yeah, I love that. So here's the invitation. So for any of you, I mean, if you like hanging out with me, I like hanging out with you. And, you know, these are skills that we're learning. I know that the most amazing thing that we can have as a person on the planet is a conscious, loving relationship. And I also know that, you know, it's easy to learn some things and then step away and then kind of fall back into our old habits. So one of the things that I've valued in my own personal development is having the container, the consistency, the accountability. So if you are one of those people that actually, you know, really doesn't want this to just float by, and that you'd like to deepen your skills and do some inner work around those things that, you know, really keep you from being able to be vulnerable with another. Because one of the things we haven't been able to do here is actually practice some of those intimacy and vulnerability skills and actually talk to your own specific things that come up for you. So one way you can do that is you can set up a one-on-one call with me so that we can talk about what you might want to do and whether you have the means to do that or not. It's a really powerful conversation. I would say if you're not interested in taking any steps moving forward, like you're just not going to take action on anything that I share with you, then yeah, we don't need to waste each other's time on that. But I know that most of you are not that. Most of you are here, you're committed, you want to do something, you want your beloved partner in your life, and you like getting feedback. So for those of you who, you know, have had success in a lot of areas of your life and not in this area of your life, that's frustrating. I know. So one way is to, you know, let's have a conversation. I can guide you. The other way is you can look at what I've created. I have a Love Incubator 5-week course coming up. Let me see if I can share my screen with that. Maybe that's sharing my screen. That's not what I want. No, not that, not that. Okay, no. Cancel. Come back to me. I don't know why it's okay. So I'm stopping that. Okay. Anyway, I put the link down below, www.yoursuperlovedlife.com. Yes, you're getting free sound healing right now. She's really loud. And that way you can go and check out the Love Incubator, but you can also check out the Super Love Club. I'll tell you that one of the things I recognize about these kinds of programs is that people are at different stages. Some people are going to need one-on-one coaching right away, and that's where the Super Love Club becomes a huge benefit. And that way you can sign up for something where we do some one-on-one coaching, where we do the regenerating images and memory work, which is super transformational and the deepest work. One of my clients called me the relationship shaman because she was like, oh my God, you look so like cute and fun. But when you get into a session with you, when I got into a session with you, it really rocked my world. And she was dealing with some really old stuff from childhood and the womb, like when she was born, like the kind of things that really form our attachment styles and our sense of safety in the world. And this is, you know, this is big stuff. So some of you are going to be in that category. Other people may want to start with a group class where, you know, in the Love Incubator, we go through all 5 of these areas that get clear, that get powerful, that get smart, but with one-on-one support within the group. So I'm going to be coaching individuals as we meet together and we see each other and give you experiential exercises that will really change you at a deeper level. So you're going to have real-time changes at a deeper level. so that you aren't coming back to camp next year. You're not, doing the same things over and over again. You actually are in community, because remember the 3 things: love vibe, how we take care of our mind and our bodies. Or love genius is really that addressing those core wounds. That's mostly one-on-one, but we do a lot of group RIM sessions in the incubator, plus the 30-day programs. And then the final thing is the love ally, and just being in this community is what's going to lift you up. So, and I have your back. Sometimes I say to people, like, these kinds of programs, these kinds of experiences are the placeholder, beloved. You can't heal relationship in a vacuum. You got to be in relationship. And, this is the thing that I've studied the most in my life. And I am a projector in the human design method of personality, whatever's. And what a projector is someone who can see people's barriers that they can't see. And so I can support you in transforming that. So I am inviting you. And also, a lot of you are doing the 5 days. You're going to be entered into the raffle. Some of you may get intuitive readings with me. We're going to have other ways that we may connect. But if you want to connect, if you feel like, wow, you know what? I really would love to have deeper education and transformation around my love space, which, spoiler alert, affects every other area of your life. It's the foundational thing. Relationship is all there is. If you have like a pinched toes in any area, or if you feel like money's not flowing in, or you don't feel confident, or your health is lacking vitality, it's a relationship issue, always. So hit me up. Let's talk. And I will send you a post in the group, a way to set up a time to have a consult. And you're welcome to go. And there's a lot of different plans and options for you to sign up that will fit any of your needs. And we'll be starting the incubator sometime in August, depending on how many people we get in there. It includes the 30-day programs. It includes a one-on-one love map session, which is a short session to just like get situated and help you have a personal plan. It includes actual trainings, and all of the Super Love program includes even more than that. It includes even more. So Super Love Club includes even more. So the Super Love Club is for those of you who know you really value that one-on-one time and like to have the hand holding. Personally, anytime I do programs, I always go for the one-on-one. If it has some group, I love that too, but I want to have the personalized support. You know why? Because that accelerates my success, my path to whatever it is I'm creating. So if you like the idea of having your person in your life, I can get you there if you're willing to learn and are open to feedback. So, yay. Okay, well, I got to go to Super Love Club. We have our session right now. So anyway, thanks for being here, everyone. Stay tuned. I hope you're trying to solve the bonus vault clues, because that's going to have some fun things in it for you. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so loving meeting all of the new people who are in this community. I really want to know you, though, so let's connect, and we'll see you very soon. Yay! Bye, everyone.